I got pretty accustomed, let's say, to these wildfires starting out in California on a pretty regular basis, let's just say this year, pretty much due to the dryness. But never did I actually, perceive that there was going to be some type of like, big bad guy, some super nefarious individual with nefarious purposes, right? Never. It wasn't in me, but apparently someone has been arrested. So we're going to go ahead and actually check this video out immediately. We'll comment throughout here. All right, let's do it.
Good morning. I'm Bill Asaley, the acting United States Attorney for the Central District of California.
Okay.
Today, we are announcing the arrest of 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht for igniting a fire that ultimately burned down the Palisades earlier this year, killing 12 people, destroying more than 6,800 structures, both homes and businesses, and damaging over 1,000 more buildings. The complaint unsealed today charges the defendant with destruction of property by means of fire, a felony that carries a mandatory minimum 5-year federal prison sentence and is punishable by up to 20 years in federal prison. The defendant was arrested yesterday on a federal criminal complaint near his Florida residence, and he's expected to make his initial appearance today in the federal court in Orlando, Florida. I stress that the complaint contains allegations and every defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The allegations in the affidavit are supported by digital evidence, including the defendant's ChatGPT prompt of a dystopian painting showing in part a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it. And we're going to put that up on the screen here once we get that going.
Okay, wait, hold on, guys. Okay, listen, see, this is my innocence, right? Like, I generally do a gigantic amount of camping, okay? Like, on a regular basis, I'm out here, I have to start my own fires. Obviously, I love the concept of bushcraft. I have a literal channel dedicated to all my camping and outdoor stuff, guys, MrLboyd. And what I want to point out here is, I've been in scenarios where there was like a no burn type of scenario where you just couldn't burn. So in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe it was an accident that happened that just so happened to, annihilate structures and people kind of in the wake of his accident. But no, this was on purpose. Okay. And from Florida too, guys, let me guess. You went from Florida knowing that you hate everything about California, went to California and did something crazy. That's kind of the vibe I get from this here. But all right.
The allegations are, there it is. That's from his ChatGPT. That's an image he produced a few months before the fire started. It shows the city being burnt there.
Oh,
the
no.
allegations are further supported by the defendant's cell phone, his false statements to law enforcement, and his behavior during the Lockman fire, which the defendant is charged with maliciously starting shortly after midnight on New Year's Day of this year, and which eventually became the Palisades fire. Late last New Year's Eve, Rinderknecht returned to Pacific Palisades after working the evening shift as an Uber driver. Two of his passengers told law enforcement that he appeared agitated and angry that night. After dropping off a passenger in Pacific Palisades, Rinderknecht parked his car and tried and failed to contact a former friend. He exited the car, walked up a nearby trail, took iPhone videos at a nearby hilltop, and listened to a rap song whose music video including objects being lit on fire. The defendant had listened to this song and watched its music video repeatedly in the days leading up to the Lockman fire. 12 minutes into the new year, environmental sensing platforms indicated that a fire had started. It took the defendant several tries to contact 911 to report the fire. He fled the scene in his car, but turned around after passing fire engines driving in the opposite direction to fight the fire. While the Lockman fire burned, the defendant walked up the same trail from earlier that night to watch the fire and firefighters, using his iPhone to take short videos of the scene. Although firefighters suppressed the blaze, the fire continued to smolder and burn underground within the root structure of the dense vegetation. So that fire started on January 1st, and it smoldered underground for about a week until on January 7th, heavy winds caused this underground fire to surface and spread above ground, causing what became known as the Palisades fire, one of the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles City history. Law enforcement got to work and by January 24th had identified and interviewed the defendant. During his interview, he lied about where he was when he first saw the Lockman fire, claiming he was near the bottom of a hiking trail. Geolocation data for the 911 calls showed that he was standing above the fire in a clearing merely 30 feet from the blaze as it rapidly grew.
Guys, what's interesting about the federal government and like specifically when they go after you, bro, like you're not even gonna know. Like you understand that I knew nothing about any of like nothing about nothing. And you guys send me news stuff all day long. That's basically what we do here, guys. All right, so welcome if you're new. All right, but so you guys send me so many of these type of videos here. Like it almost makes me feel like, guys, they are really good at keeping secrets. Okay, and I think they're entirely too good at keeping secrets. All right, you shouldn't. I understand the concept of having secrets a little bit, right? But this is too good, right? Like, see, I used to always see like movies and television shows where they spoke about how when the federal government comes after you, you're basically done. There is no innocence here, right? Like they know everything about everything. Also, at the same time, guys, ChatGPT is a snitch. All right. Okay, just want to point this out here, guys. I thought ChatGPT was like yours, if that makes any sense. But listen. Firstly, don't do crazy things with ChatGPT. Don't do crazy things on that platform, obviously. But the fact that everything can basically be recalled is absolutely frightening, though. Truth be told here, because a lot of people utilize like ChatGPT for like therapy, if that makes any sense. Even though they should not, they do not use ChatGPT as therapy, guys, right? But a lot of people do. So they tell them like they tell ChatGPT like their deepest, darkest secrets. Meantime, ChatGPT is like, let me go ahead and log this here for when the federal government wants it. That's wild. But yeah, this guy definitely belongs to jail, guys.
As the world watched in horror as the Palisades fire burned, victims perished in the smoke and flames.
Yeah.
Homes where cherished family memories and belongings were turned to rubble and ash. The iconic Pacific Coast Highway along Malibu looked like a war zone. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate. Though homes and businesses cannot be rebuilt, this arrest, we hope, will provide a measure of justice to all those who were impacted. We're going to do questions at the end, and we're going to get into more detail, but I want to thank the outstanding partnership we had in getting this case to where it's at. Thanks to the work of the ATF and investigative support from both the LAPD and the Los Angeles Fire Department and the U.S. Forest Service for their hard work in this investigation. I'm going to turn it over now to Kenny Cooper, who's the special agent in charge of the ATF Los Angeles Field Office.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Kenny Cooper. I'm the special agent in charge of ATF's Los Angeles Field Division. Today marks a significant moment in a long road to justice for our community. After more than 8 months of tireless, meticulous work, I stand here with our partners, proud to announce an arrest in connection to the devastating Palisades fires that claimed lives, destroyed homes, and shook this community to its core. Jonathan Rindernesh, age 29, residing in Melbourne, Florida, was taken into federal custody by ATF special agents, a Los Angeles City Fire Department investigator, and a Los Angeles police detective. This partnership and arrest is significant in the three agencies working hand in glove to get this investigation to where it is. Rinderneck, as the U.S. Attorney mentioned, is charged under Title 18-844F, malicious destruction by means of a fire of real property owned by an organization receiving federal financial assistance. I know this community has endured a long wait for answers. Families have carried an unmanageable grief, and an entire community has been left to heal while living with questions. Although we cannot share every detail of this investigation,
obviously,
it is still an active investigation, and judicial proceedings remain ahead, I can tell you this. From day one, ATF and our partners have been relentless. We made a promise to find answers, and we have kept that promise. To give you a sense of the work, I want to highlight the extraordinary level of cooperation between ATF and our partners. The Los Angeles City Fire Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, the Orange County Fire Authority, and the United States Forest Service. LA City Fire asked for our assistance, and within 24 hours, ATF's National Response Team arrived on scene. The NRT, ATF's NRT, is an elite team comprised of certified fire investigators, electrical and fire protection engineers, chemists, accelerant detection canine teams, and other experts. We arrived within 24 hours and got to work with our partners. We processed hundreds of acres of damaged fire, examining every inch for the smallest clue. Over the course of the last 8 months, investigators conducted hundreds of interviews, including witnesses overseas, and pursued more than 200 leads.
Okay.
We collected more than 13,000 items of evidence, including fire debris, digital data, DNA samples, all analyzed by ATF's state-of-the-art forensic lab. Our team carried out 500 scientific tests, supported by ATF's Fire Research Lab, the nation's only large-scale fire science lab dedicated to fire investigations. More than 10 of our top engineers and support staff contributed to this laboratory analysis. This investigation has been documented over 300 ATF reports, including a 200-page report detailing the origin and cause of this investigation. ATF technical surveillance specialists were integral in reviewing approximately 1.5 million phone records and data extracted from digital evidence.
So if you were even there, they looked at
There's
you.
questions on the length that it took us to come to this conclusion. But we were reviewing a lot of evidence from one of the most catastrophic fires in the U.S. history. Through this extraordinary team effort, investigators determined that the Palisades fire reported on January 7th was caused by an intentionally set fire near a viewpoint along the Temescal Ridge Trail in Topanga State Park on January 1st. The fire was a holdover fire, meaning it was deeply seated in dense vegetation and roots and continued to burn undetected until
it
catastrophic
just
weather
went crazy
ensued, resulting in the Palisades fire.
Jeez, dude.
Rendernesh is now charged with setting the January 1 fire.
Okay.
We know this arrest cannot erase the pain or grief or losses endured, but we hope it is a step forward. It is proof that justice will not be forgotten, that our accountability will be pursued by ATF and our partners, no matter how complex the investigation and no matter how long it takes. To the families who lost so much, we hear you, we honor you,
Okay.
and we will continue to fight for you.
And charge
The
him
ATF
adequately.
established an email address for the victims and witnesses to contact ATF Victim Witnesses Assistance Program through the Palisades at atf.gov. Once again, I'll say that, the Palisades at atf.gov. Based on the information received, a regional victim witness specialist may contact you. That's my initial statement. I'm going to hand it over to the Chief of LA Police Department, Chief McDonald, and I will be open to questions afterwards. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we're going to end this here. Listen, guys, this is crazy, okay? Based off of what they said kind of initially as we entered into this here, the charges only come with 5 years in prison? Is that what he said, guys? I feel like I want to go back and kind of re-listen to that because I'm not sure 5 years are going to make up for this specific thing. Not saying that there is even a way to make up for this specific thing. Okay, it's not like you can like litigate this man to extinction. You can't really, because the damages are in the billions, all right, hundreds of billions most likely based off the area and things like this here, guys. Right? So what are they getting? Like a symbolic gesture of 5 years in prison? That's not enough. Okay. The fact that people lost their lives also during this here, it doesn't mean that 5 years is going to be enough. I think generally if you create something or cause something and other people kind of lose their life because of it, you get big time, guys. Right? Generally, why is he getting off with 5 years? Unless again, I may have misunderstood that, but please let me know in the comments, guys. I definitely have no issue changing my overall opinion based off brand new information here, guys. And obviously, this story is still super fresh, and the federal government is not going to release much to us. But with what they did release, I think that it's pretty much open and shut. Now we understand why he specifically got a warrant out for his arrest, and he was picked up because the amount of circumstantial type evidence is so stacked against him, bro. What are you understand what I'm saying? Like you told ChatGPT to specifically create an image that basically showed all types of crazy things burning down. Guys, nah, bro, you did this on purpose. It's obvious, right? Allegedly, because he hasn't. We don't know yet, right? But I think with the amount of information that was just basically given to us, I think we understand, right? Bro just was a pyromaniac and decided to start something that I'm not even sure he thought that it was going to be this big, right? But that doesn't change a single thing, bro. Like you did that on purpose. So jail, I'd give him life, but California's weird. But all right, listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later, and we'll definitely follow this story as information is coming out here, guys, right?